Hey everybody, and welcome to Gaming with Vindicator, where we're building the Nordic-inspired city of Lillehammer. And today we're using the new Road Builder mod by TDW to create a custom tram network, including 4 custom tram hubs. I've also installed Move It by Cuboid and Traffic Mod by CrazyChew124. Now, this is not only going to be a chance to play with some super fun mods, but it's addressing a real need in our city. Our bus lines just can't keep up with public transit demand. If we look at our lines, they're quite busy. There's a lot of traffic at this station, people waiting down into the middle of the platform, so this is not good. A lot of our stops are just overflowing. But trams carry around 3 times as many passengers as buses, and so by the end of this episode, we're going to add roughly 40,000 transit riders. And hey, would you please take a moment to like this video and subscribe? Our channel is small, but it's growing, and your support is very much appreciated. And if you want to explore Lillehammer on your own, check out the link below to my Patreon page where you can get the save game for just $3. Okay, let's go. But before we tackle the trams, I want to conduct a little experiment. So I've been scratching my head about why our postal service is completely mucked up. So if we take a look at our postal processing capacity, we can see that we're doing terribly. We just don't have enough processing versus the mail rate. And when you look at how many post offices I have, 10 plus the postal sorting facility. And guess what? This thing is doing nothing. 0 vehicles in use and nothing is happening, even though we have mail stored here. So I've been Googling this a little bit, and I've realized that the problem is our cargo rail yard. There's a bug. Yes, I know, a bug in City Skylines 2. It's preposterous, but I'm thinking we're going to do an experiment. We're going to delete our cargo train terminal, which I'm hoping won't break our city in other ways. There's a lot of traffic running through here. There's a lot of stuff stored, but I'm hoping we can just get the mail fixed because it's piling up in the post offices. That is not good. But before we do this, I want to actually take a few screenshots. So let's take a screenshot of the postal processing. And we're also going to look at our import exports. So we'll see which are our top imports and exports. And then finally, I want to go over to our graphs and look at our trade. We'll select everything and we'll go to 6 months time scale. I'm not sure what happened here. I think this is probably when we installed when the Economy 2.0 patch took effect. But at least we can see now where we have a baseline. And with these 3 screenshots, I'm going to be able to tell, have we increased things, improved things, have we broken things? And we'll check back with that at the end of the episode. And without further ado, we're deleting this train station entirely. And we're gonna also delete the line while we're at it. Okay, and I'm curious, if we pop over here, do we see any action? See, we have already 1 truck going to pick up mail, right? 2 now. Oh no, 2 in maintenance. Okay, well, I'm interested to see what that does, and we'll keep an eye on it. Right, another quick fix is we've got a garbage issue. So our processing, again, is just not keeping up with our demand. In fact, it's not the processing, it's the trucks. We've got K amount of processing. We're on the brink approximately. But if we look at, say, this recycling center over here, all the trucks are being used, right? 24 of 25 and 1 is in maintenance. It's the same story at the other one over here, which has a better processing, but still the bottleneck is the vehicles. So I know, look, already we're having a problem up there at the post sorting facility, and we typically get them at the, some of these big public works things like the solar plant. We're going to get it at the water treatment facility, and that's going to reduce the efficiency to 50%. There won't be enough water in the city or wastewater processing, and we have to pay for it. So that would be dumb. So we're going to do a quick fix, and we're going to go and unlock both incinerator building and the trams, which will be the centerpiece of this episode. And plenty of development points left over for many more fun things in the future. But let's take this spot right here. I like this spot because as far as pollution goes, the air is flowing away from our city. Yes, going right onto the crops. We'll just completely ignore that. And we're right next to a power line, which the incinerator needs because it does produce power. So let's get that in. Now that's just a really quick fix. I don't want to leave this here forever. This is kind of a low height area. We've got our helicopters taking off from here. So it's not going to stay there forever, but I don't want to focus on this in this episode. So we're just avoiding our city dying. And let's connect this. And with the angle, it doesn't like this. So I think we're just going to use Enter key to force it to connect to that voltage transmission line there. Great. All right, next thing, very quick fix. The last one we're going to do. Last episode, I placed a relief medical clinic over here, but it's right next to the hospital. That was kind of dumb. So we're gonna move it a little bit to a place where it might make more sense. And I can see we've got a real problem with ambulances reaching over here. So I think if we follow this arterial here and place it somewhere in the south of Vasa, that would be a lot smarter. Oh, and of course I place it with anarchy, which means it's right on top of the houses. They're sort of coexisting in space and time, so we'll fix that. All right, we did it. And yeah, those are gonna go away. So the reason I placed it here is because I didn't want to take out a big building. I think if we took out some row housing, that would be reasonable. And let's check, how are we doing here? We've already upgraded the ambulance depot, so we have 10 ambulances. They're all dispatched. Do we need extra patients? For now, no, we'll keep an eye on it. And then we've got to go back to where that clinic was, and we'll rezone it. And we have a definite need for residential, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, great. It's time to do some trams, and the first thing we're gonna do is we need to get in our depots. We're gonna build a tram line right from the downtown transit hub over here. There's a bus station and there's a train station, and we're gonna take the first line all the way up this street here, which is Autumn Street. And I think it makes sense then, to put a depot right at the end of this street here. We do have a bit of terrain to contend with. We'll just smooth that out. We have our shiny new tram depot, and I've pulled it just a little bit off this collector here because we might want to upgrade that road someday or do something with it. You can delete this little end piece here. We're gonna automatically go and upgrade this. It's got 10 trams. We're gonna use more. In fact, we're gonna put in a second depot. And you know what? We're just gonna do that now. And I know we're gonna have a second line coming up this street here. I forget what that street's called, Belmont Street. And we're gonna have a final one come across the arterial, jog down here and go through the university area because there's a lot of people in there. And if we wanna come off the end of university, this collector here, we'll probably cut through here, go over the bridge and land something right next to the post sorting facility here. Let's put it in. Brilliant. We'll upgrade this one as well. I think now we have 30 trams for the city. That should be adequate for what I want to do with this episode, but we need to smooth some of this out here and fix it. Let's do the same on this side. Amazing. Okay, now we're going to come right downtown and start on a new, what do we call it? A tram depot, a tram hub. And we need to fix the time of day here so I can actually see without having the shadows in the way. We'll make it noon so the sun's right overhead. Definitely, we're using all this parking, but it can't stay here anymore. We need to repurpose this underground parking. We'll just shift this one over here. This one's full as well, but it doesn't quite hold as many. So I'm gonna delete this, and we're going to pause and delete these buildings. We have that, and now I think we can upgrade. And let's use some of the demand we have for high density offices. Get another tower in there. We can keep this running. Awesome. Okay, so what to do here? This is where road builder is going to definitely come in handy. First of all, I don't want cars driving on this segment of road. This is going to be more and more a transit only area. So we'll get into our bus roads here, and we're going to start creating some custom tram platforms. And I've looked at many ways to do this. So let's just take a regular tram two-way road, two-way tram track. And let's come in here and bring it all the way out to say there. And we can start playing with this with Road Builder now. So if we come in, we click on the Road Builder tool, and we click I have to get out of this first. Click on this road. Now you see a representation of all the lanes here at the bottom. So you see we've got a shoulder, we've got a trams going in each direction. Now I could take this and flip it around, and now we can make this, it's a two-way, one-way, right? The only problem is that, and this is not a limitation of the Road Builder app, I don't believe. I'll show you what I wanted to do originally, which was have all the trams flowing in the same direction. However, if we take a stop and place one on that side and one on this side, now it's reverted us back to bi-directional. And it's going, there's one lane going this way and one lane going that way. And I think the reason is because the base game does not want trams to load passengers from its left side, which is kind of silly because when you look at the prop for trams, it does have doors on both sides. So it's too bad. I can't do exactly what I want, but we can fix this. Now, I had another idea of what I wanted to do for our tram hub. And I thought, okay, let's use this platform here and stick it right in the middle, right? And then we can get passengers loading on both sides, right? So, but this platform is for a subway. If we keep it as is, it's gonna be way too high. The people are gonna be having to jump down, you know, onto the train. So there is an option here, elevation. Oh, okay, great. So we've got the raised platform and the flat one, but if you click that, it doesn't do anything. I think that's probably a bug. It might only be the fact that I'm using it on a tram road that it doesn't work like that. But again, I can't do what I wanted with the subway platform, so we're gonna have to delete that. We'll try something completely different. And here's what I thought of. Okay, so let's start fresh. Great, so let's come off, let's say right about here. I want some of these snaps off. Great, so let's come out, what do we have? 48, 56, let's go 64 meters. And I want some platforms on either side of this. This is now a true two-way, which is great. And we can start customizing it, which is such a beautiful thing in this mod. I want to put medians on both sides. And now this becomes our platform, but it's too thin. There's not gonna be enough room for people to stand on there. So we're gonna make it bigger. And I think 5 meters is pretty darn good. So we'll do that on both sides. And now we have platforms in both ends. Okay, and what else do we need on something like this? I think we probably don't need this shoulder. Nobody's gonna be driving on the shoulder, so we can save a bit of width. I just want this to be as tight as possible, so that's great. Okay, and now we're gonna also combine this build with some anarchy. We definitely want to be able to tighten this up and get as many platforms in here as possible. So let's call this something. Let's call this tram platform two-way. And we don't need sewers. We don't need to have it need to be updated with electricity. We don't need raised sidewalks. 80 kilometers an hour seems insane, but it won't really matter. They're going to slow down anyway, those trams. But we can save this. So let's use it as a template, and now we can use it over and over again. Now, I want as much space in here as possible, so we're going to take our eyedropper, select the overpass here, and well, do we need to? It's pretty tight to the road anyway. We might be fine. So let's do it this way. Let's take our platform here, but before I scooch this up toward the ramp, I need to do something else. We need to go in and we need to connect our pathways, because if I try to do this after the fact, it's going to cause all kinds of clipping, and there's going to be a bridge section. It's not good for anybody. I'll try to show you a little bit later, but yeah, so you can see here, if we try to connect it like so, it's making a bridge, right? And we need anarchy on for this anyway. So we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. But if I just do a tiniest little segment, and again, we don't need these snaps, even length we don't need. If I just do the tiniest of little segments there, that will actually connect to this platform up here. This is a median actually. So now we can come in, get our eyedropper, select this, and we can do upgrade, turn off all of our snaps. I have that bound to the hotkey T, and come in as close as I can. Amazing. So now this path has connected to this side, but we need to get passengers onto the other side. Of course, they could walk in. That's no problem. But I don't want them walking across the street. It's going to cause mayhem with the buses. So here's what we're going to do. So I've got a perfect node here, and we can come across all of our snaps off basically. And, let's put it. We're going to give it not tight to that platform, but a little bit extra space, so we can do that trick with the little tiny path node. And we're gonna just match to the same length of this path over here, which means we need the guidelines on. And I think it's right there. Let's take a look. Oops, I forgot to go down. I think that might be, yeah, that's almost perfect. Not quite level. I might just take another shot at that. So it's not gonna be exactly perfectly symmetrical. And is that a little bit, that's not quite a right angle, is it? Yeah, we might need to do that a little bit differently. Okay, forget snap to guidelines. That often gets us in trouble, and this should be fine. Okay, again, with the trick over here. So snapping, just a little nub of a pathway there, and then we can scooch this up. And that seems to have done something not so nice. So let's see if we can fix that. All right, it's not gonna look the prettiest, but it will work. That's what we're going for here. Great, that's pretty tight. I like it. And we can get in one more of these platforms. So I'm just going to, I could select it with the eyedropper, but I'll show you another way to get there. So if we open the Road Builder app, it's gonna give you all the things. And these are ones that I've built previously. So I'm gonna make sure I try not to delete any of the ones that we've actually used. Okay, so I messed it up a bit, but we've fixed it, and we've cleaned up all of the roads that I built in my sandbox episode. Let's go back to the Road Builder mod, and let's select this one, and we'll build our next set of tram platforms. There we go. Again, that's tight to the walkway here. Again, you can see there's a little bit of weirdness happening here, but I promise you it works. People can get onto that platform. Now, we could do one more double in here, but then we wouldn't have a single lane to come in for trams and turn around. So let's fix that up. Let's remove some of these trees here. So I'm gonna go back to my double tram track because we don't want a platform on this segment. And we're gonna try to use enter key as sparingly as possible so I don't break things, but I think I have to in this case. In fact, we're just gonna temporarily delete these walkways, and then we'll get our tram in. And see, already we have a problem because we use enter key over there. It's thinking that there's a problem, so we're committed to enter key. Here we go, which is fine. Beautiful, so you can see it coming together now, and we're gonna get one more platform in. But if I try to do our custom double, it's just gonna be a little tight to get the walkways in, and there's no way really to get someone to the south side of a platform here anyway. So we're gonna create one more custom platform, but first I wanna get in the walkway. And so again, we're gonna get that little bridging piece, and if I try to complete that, digging a hole in the ground, it's creating a chasm. Oh my gosh, that's pretty rough. So let's just tweak that a little bit. And I don't know why, we've got a much longer segment here than over here. I don't like that, so we're gonna try and fix that. Okay, having the guidelines on that time actually helped, so wonderful. Now, I think I'm gonna have to just temporarily move this little end piece away a bit, and then we'll try to squeeze it back in here. There we are, it's connected, and put that back. And actually we can move this a little closer, and we broke it. We're gonna have to just redo that segment. All right, and you can see it's finicky, but if you do this just patiently, you will get what you want. You can build custom almost anything you want if you're just patient. So the next phase here, we're gonna take our regular one-way tram track and we'll scoot that in here. We'll do another 64 meters. Okay, and again, back to Road Builder. We're gonna click on this road. And I just want a median on the north side here, the top side. And so we'll face where we're going. Plop that median on the right here. Okay, remove the shoulders. Now, I know this is gonna remove the catenaries, those little poles that stick up to allow the streetcars to get their power. It's gonna remove it on this side, but we just don't have the width, so we're gonna pretend they're there, and we're not gonna worry about it at all. So we're gonna move this to a 5 meter, and that's gonna completely bust us up. That's okay, we'll fix it. We can call this tram farm one way. Love it. And we're saving this in the tram tracks menu. So when we go back in here, we've got them. We can use them anytime we want. Love this mod, so good. All right, and I brought that a lot closer now. Moment of truth, can I connect this? Will it have enough of a turn radius? Yeah, and that sort of bounced the medium back when we connected that. It's not exactly identical, but it's pretty darn close. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think that looks okay. We don't need these guys to come out and turn left, do we? I don't think so. It should be fine. Okay. All right. And then the next thing we want to do is add some stops. And I know that for whatever reason, the stops are always, and again, we have an anarchy issue, so we're just keeping it on. The stops are always in the middle of the streetcar. And so it doesn't really matter. I mean, for some reason, the streetcars won't pull in right up to the tail of the next one in front. So it doesn't really matter. There's only gonna be one streetcar fitting in here, but I kind of want it to be as far to the right, close to the road as possible. And so we'll just place them right about there on both sides. And now we have 5 streetcar or tram platforms. Great. And you know what? Let's get this all connected up, and let's just get the those flashing signs to stop. Now the reason I'm going around this intersection is because I don't want streetcars on this arterial. This is going to be a major car thoroughfare. So we're going to just skip it. And by the way, pick up a stop over here where there's more people. And then we'll just go all the way down as far as we can, adding the tram tracks. And you'll see that when we go through a roundabout like that, it's causing a problem. So we're gonna have to come back and fix these. And I didn't even want anarchy on. I wanna try to not brake as much as I can as I go along. So because it doesn't like me, we're gonna have to probably downgrade this to a regular roundabout. Let's go find the other roundabouts along the way and fix them as well. Okay, so now, even though we have anarchy off, we can go through because we don't have the trees in the middle of that roundabout. And there shouldn't be a problem to go all the way along right to the tram depot. And here it's got a slope to steep message. So I'm curious what's happening. It looks like there's a little bit of a bump here, an extra node, and that's a quick fix. So pause, delete the node, delete the bridge segment, and just draw it in again. No more bump. That solves a problem there that we didn't even know we had. And let's get, now it's fixed. We can go all the way along to the tram depot, right through that roundabout, and we're connected. Awesome. Okay, and we can run this. I believe we're connected all the way along. Love that. Okay. Next thing I want to do is make this look a little bit beautiful, because right now it's just a concrete mess. It works, but hey, we're in the business of making things beautiful. So this is the beauty of anarchy. We definitely want to use anarchy for this, and we want to make sure people are actually using the overpasses. So let's come in and remove some of the crosswalks. And I think it would be pretty great to give them covered walkways. With anarchy, we can do that, and it's going to look really sweet. Yeah, I like that a lot. And we can even do the same on this side. Now, if it's raining, they at least have a little bit of protection. We can't get them on the corners here, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Could put it all the way down, but I don't think we need to. How will it look? No, it's gonna space those ribs a little tighter, and I don't know, I think it'll look a bit silly. Let's not. And we gotta reconnect the bridge across the train tracks here. A little off, isn't it? So we'll just try to redraw this. And now it's off over here. Why? Let's try again. You have a bit of an oddity there. The engineer is definitely fired on that one, but I'm sure I can fix that. It's as simple as just deleting it. Those pillars, okay, a little off, but not the end of the world. I think we will move this over slightly. How are the pillars now? Still a little weird and wonky, but at least they're not in the way of the streetcar tracks. Not really, anyway. I think we can just use move it to touch this a little bit. I'm a noob at move it noob, so I'm gonna try not to break this at all. I think I gotta hold Alt to make it stay straight. Alt, Control, there we go. And I can pull that over just a little bit. And I don't think I've broken anything, which is cool. Oh, I have broken something. This little segment here. Now it's trying to go both directions. It won't actually curve this way. I'm not sure I need it to, but let's see if we can move it a touch again with move it. I think that's as good as it gets. And we're going under. People are walking here. I don't know why. That's a little odd. And okay, I think the general layout is basically done. We'll just tighten this up a little. And we have a little bit more covered segments, which I really like. Now, I haven't ever seen anybody walk on this path. I'm just gonna quickly redraw it. We'll see if people start using that path. Cool. Well, I think it's about time to start doing some detailing. We've got our stops in, we've got our platforms. Let's make it look beautiful. And let's think about what kind of trees make sense to get on the actual platforms. We don't want people to be running into them. We don't want their heads to be, hitting the leaves. These are obviously too small. Oh, we're on baby trees. That's a little overkill, I think, for this area. Also overkill. Let's try something a little bit tinier. Maybe the birch. Yeah, I think that the leaves should start high enough that nobody's going to clip their heads on this. And I think we're going to do line mode. We're going to do, I think it's fixed length. Let's see how 15 meters does. It's pretty good. I think we'll do that. Okay, and I'm not sure we want this on every single platform, but let's see how it looks on just maybe 2 of them. That way, like that. Is that even centered in the platform? Pretty much. I like it. Okay, and we're making this look less concrete and ugly. Do we want more trees? What else could we get in here? Let's go with the smallest one on the very outside, and we're using anarchy, of course, to get a little tighter to where we want it to be. And we're going to do these small little bushes to start. And I love this flower bush, so let's get that on the inner track here. That's a pretty good start, and now I think we can do a few props here. So we're gonna come in and see if we can find some benches. I like this garden bench here, and yeah, let's put them a couple on every platform here. Put them right in front of the stop here. And another thing that I think we want to do is some trash cans. And what else would we need? We would want some lights, right? These look pretty appropriate. Let's see, how does this look? Yeah, that's pretty swanky. And let's switch to night mode, and let's see how it actually looks when we pop them in. They're really not okay. Now they're creating a little more light. That's better. I think where this is gonna work. Now, I probably could have done that with line mode to clean it up a little bit, but I think we're good. I think that adds really something special to this area. It's unfortunate we have no lights on the bridge, and I'm not sure how we would get them. But for now, I think it's okay. It's coming together. Look at this. Really nice. Awesome. Back to daytime. And I just want to make sure nobody's actually going to park on here. So we're going to get rid of parking. And we do that by adding wide sidewalks. Very good. And I noticed there are a ton of people walking on this left side. So I think we might want to upgrade that to something with sidewalks. And maybe we should just need to delete this whole segment and do it fresh. Now that's going to cut right into the bus station. So here's what I think we're going to do. Let's play with Road Builder a little bit more. We are going to just delete the side. And that's creating some little chaos here. So what if we add a little bit of a shoulder? It's still pretty wacky, isn't it? Yeah, we're seeing some upside down. I wonder, can I add something besides a shoulder to fix that? The narrowest median, and it's still giving us some trouble. Okay, so why is that? Well, how can we play with this to make it work? 2 is better, but we're still getting the upside down there. This could just be an insurmountable problem that exists in the game, and frankly, like, it doesn't look so bad from the top, so I might just leave it. I'm thinking spruce is just a little too much, so we'll back this off and do poplars. Okay, and I think that should do it. Do we love this tree here? We don't. Much better. Okay. All right, I think we can get out of this area now and start with our tram line. And I think we should have no trouble going all the way up to where we want to turn around. And that's what we're going to use Road Builder for next. We're going to create a little custom turnaround, and it's going to be right in this area here. So the reason for that is when we look at our bus lines, we've got the industrial line coming all the way left to right through our industrial area. It's not a very busy line. In fact, I think it's probably one of our least used. It's at 22%, and it's got 24 stops. So let's make it pull its own weight a little bit more. And the way we're going to do that is to connect the tram. The end of the trams will terminate where the bus merges. So I want to create a little custom bus tram platform, and Road Builder lets us do that. So let's get going. But first, of course, we're going to have to flatten out some terrain. Nice and smooth. And we'll make this, let's say 56 meters, I think should be plenty. And we can edit it. All right, so let's come in here and use our Road Builder. Now I want something very special, and I want, again, the median is going to be in the middle. This is going to be the platform where people stand for both the buses and the trams. And we want to make that at least 5 meters, so it's not too tight. And I think the way we want to do this is we're going to reverse this the bus directionality. Now it's still going to get this loop at the end, but the buses are going to come in and they're going to be able to drop off at the end of this platform on the left side here. The trams will be able to come over and do it on the opposite side. And to do that, we need to take a tram track and stick it right through here. I think we want to divide the bus and the tram with a little thin median. We've got our shoulders, although I'm not sure we need it. I suppose we'll keep it. We'll allow it. And is that enough? I think we might have enough. It's flat. What's going on here? Seems to have come a little bit wonky. So what we're going to do here is save this. So it's a Tram-Bus platform. And we're going to save it in the bus menu. And I'm going to see what happened with the heights here. 54 meters is perfect. Now that is very flat. I like that a lot. And we got to connect the tram tracks. So let's do it. We're using our regular old tram track, and we're going to leave 3 squares between the platform. But I don't want it to do all kinds of jumpy things. So we'll use our slope terrain tool and slope all the way back. There she is. I've done half of that curve, but I want to move it a little bit, and obviously it's facing the wrong direction. And somehow we got a tram track on the bus lane as well. How did I do that? I don't remember doing that at all. Okay, so we've selected only buses for that bus lane, which is, exactly what we want. And we've got our curve here. Let's complete it. How do we like it? It's pretty smooth. Nice curves in straight. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to need some platforms or some stops. And we're going to have the streetcar stop kind of at the head of this platform here. And we'll need a bus stop, which, we'll use a nice sheltered one. We'll use the EU. We'll put it at the end of this platform so people they're not standing on top of each other, but they can easily walk across to transfer. Beautiful. And now this is our custom stop. And we're going to save this again, make sure it looks like we want it in the template. And let's detail the heck out of this. I think that's coming together quite nicely so far. And I know there's an asset that I would love to use, and it's the hedge, I think it's called. We'll put that on fence mode and see if we can go wrap it right around this thing and give it some I guess, sound dampening from the street, or maybe some privacy. I don't know what we're doing. We're just making it look good, folks. Well, there it is. And who says you can't make an industrial area look beautiful? I think it looks beautiful. And it's not going to work, of course, until we get a line connected. So let's do that. And we'll have to start by putting in our tram stops. So let's take this first one and have it come in right here. And we're going to go all the way up and down. Now this tram wants to go the wrong way down the one way and just turn around, but we don't like that. So we're going to force it with a waypoint to go into the beautiful little turnaround that we created and hit the stop and then come all the way back. And again, it wants to come in the wrong way on the one way, but we're going to force it to go down our turnaround. And there we go. We have our first line. And let's change the color of that. This one's going to replace our downtown lines. And so let's go and make that a nice green. 20 stops, 2 trams. I think we're going to need a lot more than that. 6 should be fine to start. Let's bump it up to 7, 8. 8's fine. And let's see how that goes. And we should see trams popping out of our depot. Let's go check it out. Here they come. They're flying out. And they're not green for some reason. They're blue. I've been having trouble with that. I don't know about you. Oh, he's going in the wrong direction. What are you doing, my friend? Anyway, it'll sort itself out. And the colors will sort themselves out too, and we won't worry about it. Now, one thing I have noticed, when you put your rails on a 4-lane road and you put them on the inside rather than the outside lane, it actually blocks cars from this lane. So I don't want them to do that, because look how much traffic we have. In real life, at least in the cities that I've been to, trams or streetcars, they do run on the same lane that a car or a bus or truck would. So I want to create a new custom road that allows that. And we need to start it right down here. So we're going to click our road builder and start here. We're going to modify that and we'll just select shared car, bus, or tram on am I on the right lane? Yeah, the inside lane. Now, unfortunately, we've broken something. I wonder if that would be the bus stop or is that the tram stop? Oh, and the middle is too close here. So, all right, how do we fix this? First of all, we don't need parking on either side. We also don't need a 5-meter sidewalk. 3.5 is fine. I want to try and get this down to 24 meters in total. The middle, we want 5. Awesome. Okay, so we're 24 meters or it says 3 units, but I think it's actually 4. And we've not widened anything, so we're not going to be demolishing any buildings that have to be on the side of this. And you'll see that now we have the speed markings, 50 kilometers an hour on that lane with the tram. That means that cars and buses and trucks are going to be able to run on that lane as well. In fact, I don't know about buses because I think we've only said they can go on the inside, but that's fine. We'll call this, what do we call this? Custom 4-lane divided road. Let's call it both lanes 4-lane divided road. And if we don't select any of these categories, it'll just go into the road menu, like you can see here. I think we got to click save it as a template, and when we go into the 4-lane medium roads, you'll see it right there. Oh, and there's something else I wanted to do, which is make sure that has trees and grass. So we come in here, and it's very easy. Just select or under decorations, trees and grass. We're not going to see that pop up right now. We're going to save it because, City Skylines 2, when you have a long road without a node anywhere, it just makes the whole median the tram stop, which is obviously silly. But if we come in here and we just select any old road and we kind of try to, put it maybe, I think here would be reasonable. Aha, now we have our trees all the way along except for where the stop is. And I still see it there, but I'm just going to be careful that I didn't break anything. I think we can run this. And we can delete these my old temp set trolling zoning. We'll delete that one. Okay, and yes, now we can go all the way along and upgrade it to the road that allows cars on both lanes, on all lanes. Except for here. Here we have an asymmetrical situation, and we're gonna modify that separately. So let's just skip over that for now. And we don't need it on the bridge, and we don't need it in the industrial area. So we leave it like it is. Okay, but let's go back to those asymmetric roads and fix those up. So the reason I have asymmetric in the first place is because we have the highway here, and I wanted right turn lanes, I wanted left turn lanes, and we've got them, but I don't want the streetcar tracks on the very outside. I want it to be in a different spot. So we're just gonna come through and adjust that because it's doing these weird jogs through traffic. That would be real chaos. It's a quick fix. Here we go. All we've got to do is take a look at this one and allow it to have bus tram. We'll remove it. Now we've got streetcar tracks on both, but we don't want that. So we're just going to take this down to a bus and car lane. And now we've got that in the proper lane like we want. On this side, I don't actually want it to be in the very inside lane because this is a left turn lane here. So I'd rather the streetcar go down the middle lane, which it's already in. And so that's an easy fix. We go to the middle lane here, we make that streetcar, and we take this one and make it, I guess we could do bus. Yeah, that's the very right lane. That's exactly what we want. So now the tram is running in this middle lane. It doesn't have to shift lanes, but we still get the left turn lane up here, not on street. And now we'll just go ahead and do the same all the way along here. So I've just placed the same template there. I think I can do it here as well. It might mean, yeah, I think it's fine. Go all the way along. Did we like that? Did it work? Yes, that's perfectly what I want. So we're allowing the streetcars to go in the lane of least resistance. The streetcars are going to be able to flow while we protect our right-hand turns and our left-hand turn lanes, so they're not stuck behind cars turning left. Okay, that looks good all the way along. Do we have any other segments that needed to be manually adjusted? I don't think so, but we do want to make sure we get our trees back. So we're going to use our trick with adding a node, which means just coming here, any kind of road we want. And yeah, I think there, perfect. Now the people, they're moving. Why are they moving? Why are they walking away? Did I break the stop? The stops look to me to be still there. We'll come back and check that at the end. One thing at a time. There's a node here already. I don't know why. I wonder if it has something to do with this this pathway here. I don't want that node. So let's see if I can come and play with the crosswalk. I might just be crazy and delete the whole thing and redraw it in again. Okay, I think we've got it, but we still got our node here. I think what I gotta do is delete this. We don't want that connecting, and I think that's creating the node. So we just need to turn off a bunch of snaps here. And if I don't go too close, it doesn't create the crosswalk, and that doesn't create the node, and we're happy, all right? Yeah, that should do it. We've lost our streetcar stops. Can easily put those back. No track, oh, no track connection. Oh, okay, so even though I had custom designed the streetcar lane, four unit lane, it doesn't have streetcar tracks until you upgrade them. So, easy fix, that is upgraded. Now, is it giving us, yeah, okay, it's giving us road markings, which means we're using both lanes. Perfect, I think we fixed that. We gotta put our stops back. And we gotta pull this waypoint back into the stop itself. Oh, let's just delete it and make sure we're getting it right. Oh, I don't like that. Why is it giving me another green line underneath there? It might resolve itself. We're just gonna, oh, that might be the bus line actually. Okay, I think I'm gonna say we're okay. We'll check it. All these people are running for their lives. I don't know. I sense I've broken something, but we'll continue to troubleshoot that. And get our trees back, yes. Now this one's fine. It's perfect length of a node. Wow, that's a lot of people already. This is great because we know our system is going to be successful. Can I get trees back here? I'm not sure that I can. Okay, we're gonna let it alone. Some things are just not worth going crazy over. Yeah, it's very odd in some places, but we deal with that. This one, wow, look at that. Right, few people on the tram. We love it. Can I get that grass back? I don't know. It might just not be long enough. I think actually, could it be that there's bus stops there that's preventing it from doing medians in grass? I don't know. But I think we've pretty much got it. Let's take a look up and down the line and make sure that we like it. So we've got all our buses coming here. And by the way, we've got our tram line there up and down Autumn Street. And so we don't need a bus line anymore. So let's take a peek at downtown A and B. They were carrying a total of about 800 passengers. They were, pretty busy, but they're gone. And now that should clear up a little bit of traffic even more on that street. But you see, that bus line used to go in a circle up Autumn Street and then around to Heather Street. And I think it crossed somewhere over here anyway. We need to fix that bus line that we just deleted. And it's just gonna ping back and forth from our main bus station up to Nykopping, the place that we created last time. And let's choose a bus bay. Yeah, deep blue should be fine. Okay, and we're starting there. We're coming out right in front of the train station. For whatever reason, it wants to take us down this side alleyway. That's a quick fix with a node, rather waypoint. And there we have it. And let's call that something. Downtown Nykopping. We've got, I don't know how many buses will appear there, but we've replaced that connectivity between the downtown and with Nykopping. The two train stations are now connected with a bus, and we've got our tram line running. So let's see, are we getting trams yet? I haven't seen a single one make its way down, and they're all backed up here, which was happening quite some time ago. Okay, so guys, oh, and they just all disappeared. Wow, that's interesting. There might be a little bit of a bug here. You need to go straight down. You don't need to turn around in here. So let's see you go all the way downtown. Okay, that's very strange. Nobody asked you to do that. Everyone's getting on. Good. Should be more than full. Almost full. And now what are you gonna do? Moment of truth. Disappeared. Okay, so we've got a little bug which never appeared before when I tested this, so we'll have to troubleshoot this a little bit. It seems to be doubling back on itself somewhere on the line, and honestly, I don't know how to fix that. Yeah, you can see it's running double trouble here. So the easiest way is just to fix this and cut that out for you. All right, we've rebuilt that route entirely. It should work now. Let's see what the streetcars actually do. Pulling in there again, I'm not sure why. That's very annoying. At least he's carrying on, and the rest of them should actually start moving. Crossing fingers. There we go. Okay. I don't think they'll continue to do that as long as the line sorts itself out. So we'll give that some time to sort itself out, and we'll move on to the next thing. And the next thing is we want to put in our next streetcar line, or our tram line. So we've got one going all the way up and down this, which now became Daffodil Street. Don't ask me why it changed over. And the next one will be down Belmont Street here. And this is already served by a bus line called Downtown East. So we've got to just go down and add the rails. Again, I want to keep streetcars off this arterial here. It's more of a highway than a local road. So we're going to come across from Hillside Street and just continue. We've got, again, a bit of vegetation in our way here. So pretty easy fix. It is unfortunate that we have to remove the trees and the gardening in the middle of those intersections, but that is what it is. Do we have any other roundabouts that we need to change? Yes, there's one here and up here. Great. And while we're sitting up here, why don't we make our next bus tram turnaround? And let's look for our industrial train bus line. There it is. It's on Florence Street. So what makes sense? I think this is a bridge section, so we can't come off this side. We can put it in here. So let us do that. So we'll take our custom Tram-Bus platform and we'll come off at an angle here. We'll be perpendicular 90 degrees to this road here. Again, we need to smoothen it out first. 54 meters, very good. It's pretty smooth, I like it. And then we just need to do a bit of actual smoothing there. That's bouncing down a bit. I can live with it, it's all right. And now let's do something a little bit different with the parking lots. I think we can have some fun with anarchy here. So if we take an alleyway, and we don't need anarchy, but we do need anarchy. That's only because these nodes are really close, I believe. So if we come down here, go 48, and we come and find our tiny parking lot, we can get one in the corner here, and we can put a series of these in here. How do we like the alignment? Yeah, it's pretty perfect. So now we shouldn't have been able to do that in the base game, but we did. How? Because we used anarchy and we allowed these parking lots back here off this main road to connect to Olive Lane, which really doesn't need a name. So we'll just come in here, delete it. I wish we could just do a space and hit enter, but it won't. So we're just going to do a dot and leave it at that. And just see if we can move this guy just a touch, because I'm insane. I think that looks really great. Okay, and we can, while we're here, let's do some more detailing. That's coming together, and I believe we can get a fence in here. So I'm looking for a high fence. I think maybe something wooden should be fine. This should be just perfect, and we'll start that because I like it. And let's get their line tool going. Fence mode is on, and if we just take it straight for that direction, and I think these should be the same on both sides, but we'll double check. Yeah, it seems to be oddly colored in this light. See, we've got the fence things on the wrong side. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're playing a game here. All right, that's pretty good. We've got our fence, we've got our little detailed area. We need a few more trees on the platform though. Good, and of course we need our stops. Good. We're running pretty heavy, 40 people extra on this over max. So let's take a look at our number of vehicles. We're at 81%, so we could definitely justify more than 5 trams. I know I set it to more than, that was the old line. So let's bump this to 8. And let's call this the central line. All right, and we'll hopefully see some of that getting cleaned up. Now, back to the second turnaround that we were doing. Well, hello, where did our parking stalls go? Wow, what? I'm perplexed. I'm shaking my head a little bit. Okay, it's not a right now thing. Okay, so let's connect that up, and we'll do that by coming in here and selecting our double tram track. I want this one and this one, the tram depots, to be able to interface and maybe help each other out. And so we're gonna go all the way along on this road and connect that. And we have a ability to share traffic. We'll send this one all the way down to. I will do that one later. But this road here is what we want to connect. All right, I think we're connected all the way up and down to the tram depot. And so why don't we get that line running? We'll have to put in a few stops first. And it wants to reverse out of here, which is silly as anything. So we're gonna force it to not do that by putting a waypoint there. And then hopefully if we come over here, yes, now it's going the proper way. Very good. We have our second tram route set up, and we'll need to name that and adjust the number of vehicles. Pick that purple, and I love, wow, we've got almost 1,300 passengers on here, which I think the last bus line, which was doing actually more duty than this one, was running at 700 if I recall. So we're already adding ridership, and we're able to sort of free up some buses for other things, which we'll do later in the episode. And I think this one, we're just gonna bump it, it's central. No, we'll leave it at 8, we're fine there. As far as downtown east, this is a longer line. It's about almost 3 kilometers longer. So let's give them maybe 9 to start, and we'll call it downtown east. And oh yeah, so there's something we've been forgetting to do, which is actually connect the industrial bus line to this, and so it can interface. It's kind of useless to have trams stopping here without a way to get to the bus, which I suppose you could walk, but ooh, where's the closest stop? Here or there? Silly. So we'll fix that. Okay, and I don't actually mind that this takes a left here. This is a less busy intersection probably than this one on the collector, so it takes a left here and then gets to take a couple of rights into the turnaround. I'm totally fine with that. The one coming from the right side here and going up doesn't matter. It's totally fine. Coming over here, we want to do the same thing. We can remove these stops, and we'll do the same. We'll pull this right into the bus station here, and we'll pull this one. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Wow. Whoa. Okay. It just did. What is it doing? What are you doing? It wants to go left there. I don't want that happening. So let's just, yeah, let's force it to go this way. Is that right? Again, same thing here. Taking a left, going right, and a right. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's proper. Okay, and we have one more line to put in, and that is our university line. So we are going to put the final one running up and down, what is this, Crest Street through the university area. And it's going to come off here and connect to this tram depot. So I think it makes sense for us to put a turnaround here. I just want to make sure, is this where the industrial line is running? It is, yeah. So we run right down Heather Street. And I think this would be a perfect little spot. I hope there's enough space. We'll check, and we'll make it flat. Not sure why we're not getting exactly the same distance as last time, which was 54 meters, but we're just gonna ignore that. Nailed it. And let's get some stops. Let's get some detailing, and let's call it a day. Ooh, there's another asset that I'd like to use, and that is the canopy covered parking. Yeah, I like that. And we've gone a little too far with the road here. Can I delete this little piece? Yes, that should do it. And we can get in a little bit of detailing. If a lane doesn't need a name. It looks kind of silly with the varying colors, but I don't know exactly how to change that. We'll just have to keep going and try it until it randomly gives us the right color. Okay, it's a thing. It looks half decent actually. If we hit this the cinematic mode, yeah, okay. I'm digging it. It's looking good. Yeah, we've done some good things here. Now we need to get the rails in all the way down. Let's do it. All right, I think we've got all the way along. I don't see yet any complaints, so that's good. Let's start our third and final line from the tram depot. We see trams getting in here already. They're stopping at a good distance from the road. Let's see, how many people waiting here? 0. Why? They're on the platform. They're just hanging out. I'm not sure I understand why. But 59 passengers ain't bad. That is the central line. Maybe we have too many. And there's lots of people waiting on this line. We have, 196. Really good. And we do have people milling about. I don't know why they're milling about. They should be going to their jobs, doing other things, living their lives. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get our third tram line going. And by the way, I understand we're putting a lot of pressure on this stretch of road here with the trams. I'm hoping it's going to be fine, but if in the future we find it's too many trams on one route, we can route them another way. Oh, and of course, I forgot to put in any tram stops at all. Let's do a fix here. Should be as many lines as we need, and let's come in here. I feel more comfortable starting from the station. I don't know why, just a spider sense thing. So let's pop it in here. Get a waypoint here so it turns around the proper way and all the way along. Ooh, that was a long line, and it's finished. Now let's give it a name. Now that is a long one, yeah, compared to the other. It's almost 3 times as long as the central line, so it's gonna need some trams, but we only have 30 in total, so if we do 8 plus 9, what is that? That's 17. We've got, okay, I think we can safely put this up to 10 vehicles. It's saying 13, that's a lot, but let's see how that rolls, and we'll see if we don't run out. I want to make sure I did actually upgrade those tram depots. Did we do that? Yes, and yes, great. So there's 15 in use here, and there's 12 in use here. Okay, so they should be rolling out. They make me a liar, huh? Okay, not sure why. Oh, they've already started. Here they go. Yeah, great. Okay, so they're coming. And ooh, what happened here? Oh, quite a bad accident. Oh my gosh, that's like what is that? A 7-car pileup? Not good. Not good at all. Ah, yes. Okay, and let's see how that performs. In the meantime, I want to do a few more bus lines. So there's just a few that would make sense to me. So the next line I want to do is something that's very simple. It's going to go from the downtown bus station to the one that is, how good am I? Can I find it? It's somewhere over, oh my gosh. It's right here. Because there's currently no way to really get between the two bus stations. And I think for this, we're going to want to upgrade. Yeah, we're going to give it an extra platforms. And I'm going to preemptively move one of these. What is this? A night hopping line? I have buses selected. We'll give one of these a different platform. And we'll do just a very, very simple line. It's going to go from here. And it's going to go all the way back to here. We'll choose a base somewhere on this line. Oh, they're all full, aren't they? Okay. Well, here's what I plan to do. They're not all full, but I want out-of-town buses on this platform, and I want the in-town buses on this. So let me quickly find out which is which. This is University. Oh, that University line can actually be deleted. We no longer need it. And it was doing 829 passengers. Let's see how it was on the trams. How it's doing. University 23. Okay, we're not quite there yet. We're getting there. And this one we did downtown east bus line. Oh, only 73 passengers. I guess the tram has been poaching all those passengers, which is awesome. We can also delete the downtown east. Don't need it. Any other lines we don't need. So far so good. Back to our trams. This is at 94%. Okay, we're gonna have to give it another bus. Bring it just up to 10, and we'll hope that that's enough. Central, not quite using as many as we expected, so touch it down. And back to our new bus line. So now all the out-of-town bus station stops are on the other side, and what is going on here? I don't know. Why? There, okay, we'll drag it there. To fix it, connecting here over to the other bus stop. That's great, and we'll call this. What do we call this? This is inter-bus station line, and we need it to be, why don't we go solid green? Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Another line that I want to do is a second university line. So right now we have this beautiful streetcar line, the one we just built coming from bus station over here, all the way down and across and coming up from the south. I would want another line to go sort of through town and come at it from the top here. So let's put in some new bus stops. Let's delete the old ones. You'll notice that the collector, it's very much at the north side of this side of this neighborhood, and it's not really serving much of the university. You have to walk quite a ways to get to the main road here. So we'll put in a secondary bus line along this street here, and let's get it going. I think I want it to come to the downtown. I want this downtown bus to connect with the university. And I kind of want to make this a red line. Okay, so we've kind of restored the university line in a sense, but we've moved it off of this collector down, where was it, down here? And we actually have moved it and crossing through here, and then we're let me just show you. You can see it coming through the other half of the university neighborhood and connecting with the train station over here in the university neighborhood. And it's following the current ring road bus station bus line. But I don't like that. I don't think the ring road needs to do the same double duty. I think, in fact, it might make more sense to pull it through this neighborhood up here and lighten up the length of its path. So let's put a few more bus stops and adjust the routes. And in order to remove the correct bus lanes, some bus stops, I need to go into here and I need to disable everything except my ring roads. And hopefully now I can go back and only see, I'm seeing something else. There's a tram line, so that's fine. And we can take it, where are we taking it off? It's no longer doing, oh, wait a minute. I know what I'd like to do. Yeah, there's an opportunity here to make a little bit more connectivity. And so we're going to connect Aspen with Sunset Street. And we'll do that by creating a little bit of bridge on this highway section. And that's an easy thing to do. We're going to take a little straight segment and kind of suppose eyeball it. And then we go into our road tools and we can make this a bridged elevated section right there. We'll be able to delete these little segments and we can smooth it out. And now we're connecting two neighborhoods that weren't so well connected before, and we're allowing the bus to travel through this route, and we'll smooth it out just a touch. Awesome. Connectivity is amazing. And let's get a few more of those bus stops that I missed. Yep, that should do it. And we can remove the ring road stops that don't belong. Yeah, there it is. All right, I believe we've done a good thing here. We've given this little neighborhood in here a little bit more bus access. We've given this neighborhood a bit more connectivity, and we've actually shortened up the ring road line. And I think we can probably take the buses down a little bit. Let's see how our bus is doing. Nothing is over 86%, which is good. This might shift as the game settles out, as the simulation moves out. I'm not sure I ever connected the industrial line at the top there. I just want to take a peek. Yes, this one's connected. I think that's the farther, oh no, this one's farther east. Yeah, I didn't connect this one. So, and how's our tram lines doing? Let's see. Nothing over 50%, which is interesting. I'm curious. Let's look at some of the stops and see if there's any backups anywhere. Here's a full 112 at Hillside Street. Oh, this is 3 different lines here. Where are you? Yeah, okay, no surprise there. A lot of people. Wow, good. I like it. I love seeing a lot of people using this. There are too many people waiting here, and then I'm hoping this will clear up. 143 on this side and 396 on that side. And of course, is this full? It's not, so it's a different streetcar. We're backed up on the road here. What? Okay. Yeah, it's it might require a little bit of tweaking, but I might do that off camera. Back to where are people waiting? Daffodil Street. A lot. Okay. Right up here, interestingly enough, I suppose that's where these lines you can transfer. Do we need just more trams? We're using the full 10, 20, 30, which I wanted to avoid doing. So University, plenty capacity. Let's take it down by 2. And the same with Downtown East. We can drop, I think, 1 streetcar here. I'm knowing, because I've practiced this, that these will become a lot more used. It's already quite a lot of people. In the simulation, it looks like your sims are more apt to use, or more sims will be using streetcars, just I think by the fact that they have bigger capacity. So we'll keep an eye on that. Do we need to do anything else with our bus lines? Wow, check this out. So this new bus line that we built, the inter-bus station, going from one to the next bus station, crazy busy. We're putting that up to the max. Our new downtown night copping, very respectable 82. Industrial has gone from what we was at 20 something, 22 at the beginning of this episode. Now it's up to 77. We've made it more useful, which is awesome. Ring Road A and B, we just shortened that up quite a lot. So I think we need to drop some buses. And night copping B is jumping up. Let's put, now it's back to 83. So this is very much in flux. The simulation has not stabilized yet. And so while we let it do that, there's one more thing I wanted to do. I saw an opportunity way up here, almost out of town. There is an out of town bus line. So this is the, what is it, Albans line. I'm going to Alban and it's crossing the industrial line. And I think what a great opportunity to create a little bit more of a transfer point. But unfortunately, we don't have the ability to put bus stops on the highway. Or maybe we do, but I just don't want to. It doesn't seem like a smart idea to put a bus stop on a highway. So quick fix. We come into our one-way public transit lane, which is essentially our bus lane. And we're just gonna place it in. And now we have a little bit of a pull off for the buses. It's a little janky here. Well, let's see if we can fix that. It's acceptable and it will be functional. Okay, so bus stops, yes. Road required. Okay, why road required? Okay, so it's not gonna let me place the shelter, but it will let me place the regular one for some reason unknown to me. But we've got our connections. But we need a way for people to actually walk across the road. And I'm happy to leave the crosswalks on this collector, but I don't want to put them on a highway. So we need to cross the highway somehow. 7.5 meters is about right. I want to snap to the grid a little bit. That might be a bit far. Okay, but we also want people to be able to get from the bus lane to the actual road where they can walk. So let's turn all the snaps off. All right, it's not pretty, but it will work. We do the same thing on this side. All right, that should be walkable. I see someone walking here already, even before I put that pathway there. So maybe they can walk on this highway segment. Maybe it's not a highway segment, but that should be workable now. All right, rather than make it any more of a mess, I think we're just gonna leave it at that. And we'll get our bus lines connected here. Okay, great. So, was it worth it? I hope so. This is the Albans line, so that was not very many people being transported there. 23 passengers, 7%. But let's see if that adds a little connectivity, right? So then we got access to the industrial line. They don't have to come from out of town and go all the way down to the central transit hub. They could just jump on the industrial line and cross maybe a little bit to here. Yeah, connectivity is the best thing ever. There's just one more simple bus line I want to make, and that is something that will serve Coleridge View here. Currently, there's no public transit. You've got to walk all the way up these, mountainous pathways in the back here of each terrace. And hey, maybe you know that when you move in, but let's give them a bus, yeah? And also let's serve the school. So we'll just do a very simple thing here. Okay, there's a new route, although I'm not sure why it's coming all the way over here. Yeah, that's a faster route, I think. And we're taking advantage of this beautiful highway work that I did in the previous episode. So we'll let that run as well. It's a very short bus line, but an important one because it's serving a neighborhood that didn't previously have any service. Okay, there's just one final thing we want to do to wrap up this episode, and that's to check on our postal service. And how do we do after we deleted the cargo train yard, which I think was bugging out the whole postal system in this entire game, which Colossal will fix soon, I'm sure. So we see, wow, we've got lots of mail being sorted, although I don't know if we're keeping up. So we're going to just add our automated sorting and give it a little more capacity to tackle this backlog. It's a good thing, vehicles are picking up, dropping off, and it's working. It's starting to work. And if we look at our sorting capacity, where is it here? Okay, so we're processing 162,000 pieces of mail per month. We're still not quite at meeting our capacity, but that's way better than it was. It was at 54,850. That's great. The second thing we looked at was the imports and exports. Now, I'm comparing the two, and here we have 30%, 16, 14, 10. Yeah, so there's a slight difference on some of these, but I'm not seeing a major, huge amount of change. So I don't think deleting our cargo train station had any real negative impact, but let's do one final graph and let's check the trade graph, and we'll stick this on 6 months. Now, where did we start before? It was July 2025, it's now October. 3 months have passed in the game. And you can see that it was about here. Was it here? I think we're kind of toward the end of July. So let's say we're about here. This is a peak that we've seen on the previous graph. I don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing any catastrophic changes because we deleted our cargo line. So that's good. It means that we can just keep that cargo train station gone for a while. Now, of course, because we've done that, are we seeing a lot more traffic on the highways? I'm not seeing any kind of It's a little busy, but this is what you would expect. I'm not seeing a whole ton of problems with traffic anywhere. Ignore that. Yeah, it looks like things are flowing. How are people in the industrial area getting their goods to market? I mean, I'm not seeing any massive volume of trucks on the road. And if we look at our traffic overlay, how's the traffic doing since we deleted that cargo line? It's not bad. It's not bad. It's kind of like what you'd expect to see if we had the cargo yard. There's a little bit of work to do at this junction. We know that. A little bit over here as well. That's okay. We haven't broken our city because we deleted our cargo line. Colossal Order, please fix that. We would love to have a cargo rail yard and a post system. It's probably in the queue to be fixed. I think we're gonna leave it there. So how do we do? Let's take another final look at our tram depot. You can see, yeah, it's being used. 65 on this one, 30. Not as much as I would have expected, but these things are being used. I love checking on buses and seeing how many passengers are in there. Really good. And you'll see we have lots of people waiting. That's a really good sign that they like this transit system, right? Very good. Oh, and we've got people walking from here, coming across the train line. Yes, they very much are. They're finally using my beautiful walkway. So I think fixing this little segment here allowed them to cross. This is great. Love seeing people use things. Look at this, amazing. I don't know why they're crossing through here. That's a feature, not a bug. There's some work to do. I might just do a little bit of cleanup work off camera after this to go with a fine-tooth comb and fix things, but I really love it. We're gonna leave it here. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. Every time you do, it pushes out the video to more people on YouTube. More people can see this, more people can enjoy and join the community. So yeah, please like, please follow, please subscribe. And if you want to play around and explore with Lillehammer on your own, you can go get the save game. I'm posting it after every episode on my Patreon. You can find a link to that in the description. It's only $3 to get the save game and play along with me and maybe go in and explore and let me know what you would change about the city in a comment. I look forward to talking with you. And if you have a name suggestion, it's very easy to get into this build. I apologize. I know there were some comments from the last video I haven't got to yet. I will be tackling those and incorporating them into the build at some point. So rest assured, your feedback will be included. Thanks again. I'm going to leave you with a quick city tour and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.